Hello guys, and welcome back to the Security Talk Show by 360 PSA. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce Mr. Godrej Rustumji to you, who is a Certified Close Protection Operative, certified from the International Security Academy, Sweden, and also the Counter Threat Group and SIA from London. With over 2 decades of hardcore close protection experience, we welcome Godrej sir back on our show.
Thanks, Manan. Absolute pleasure being back here.
Great, sir. We'll directly jump into the conversation, right? Last we spoke was about 10 months ago. We discussed a lot about the close protection space. So, in these 10 months, sir, what do you think has changed from your vantage point in the close protection space, particularly?
Well, to be very honest with you, Manan, post our conversation last time, what I have noticed specifically is the fact that there has been a lot of interest in close protection slash executive protection. And that interest is not only from the client's perspective of wanting those services in India, but I'm also noticing a trend of people wanting to get into this industry and want to get into this industry in the right way, which means having a good foundation, a good base, a training program that sets them off for their future career in this industry. And so I'm seeing a lot of interest. I've heard from a lot of people, and I've got a lot of calls from people requesting where can they do this training? How can they get trained in EP? How can they get into the industry? So there is this supply that is slowly being generated for the demand that I see coming in forth.
Right, sir. So, to that extent, what do you think can be done? Because, you and I have always spoken about how this industry, how this space really needs great quality resources. So, is there something that you are doing with regards to training programs? Is there something that you can tell our audience about?
Well, from the time that I have done my training in 2006 and started my own company and ran executive protection in India and in other countries as well, I've always run my own courses. Those courses were predominantly designed for me to get people trained and certified so that they could work in my team and work for my clients.
Right.
So I have always had a course. It's either been a residential course or it's been a non-residential course. But the need today is what I realized that there is a very solid need for a good foundation course.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to want to work in the industry, but it's another thing to understand the industry from a holistic point so that you get into the industry on the right platform. You get in using the right steps and you understand what you're getting into more than anything else.
Absolutely, sir. So, sir, I do happen to know that you are now putting together a batch for a Close Protection Officers Foundations program, right? Could you please tell us more about it? Because I think that from what I know and what I've seen, it is something that will immensely benefit the participants and the stakeholders in the industry. But then we'd still like to hear from you what is it all about, and then we'll deep dive into the conversation with that.
Thanks, Manan. So basically, what I am planning on doing in towards the end of September is to run a close protection officers foundation training program. Now, the reason why it's a foundation training program is because it is an entry level program for those who want to understand what EP is, how EP functions in India, and what are the nuances required to work in this industry, right? And like anything, you need a good base from which to start.
Right.
And so this is a 10-day residential program, which will give you the opportunity to not only train in EP, but also live, work, experience what an operative goes through on a day-to-day basis. So you will work as a team, you will handle a client, you will go through the responsibilities of an EP, and you will have a full uh, understanding of the industry and how it functions on a day-to-day basis in the real world.
No, that's absolutely brilliant, sir. And I mean, I don't think, at least from my research, that we have something like this currently running in India. But sir, from your experience and your understanding of the industry, how is your program going to be different than the other programs that are out there?
So, to be very honest with you, I don't know. When you say out there, you're talking about in India, or you're talking about globally.
Even globally. Because in India, as far as I know, there's nothing that comes even close to what you are planning to do. But then, even from a global perspective, how is this going to be different?
So, from a global perspective, the one key difference is that my program is a 10-day residential program. Ideally, if you want to do a close protection officers training program, a proper medium, low, medium, advanced program, it's a 4-week program. But I understand in India, since the industry is very new, a lot of people still don't understand it from the base level. To do something with that magnitude doesn't make sense at this point of time. So, the reason I brought in this 10-day residential program is to give people a very good understanding and a foundation on EP. See, from there is just building up, right?
Right.
You need a place to start. And to start from the structure that we have only helps you grow down the line simply because it is a very practical training program. Is you're not sitting in a classroom and doing it off a screen. You're actually going into what requirements for EPR, right from doing a threat assessment to understanding how to interview a client, to plan an entire op, to work with a team, to have different situations thrown at you right from the morning till the evening. That is what the design of the course is. So you will come in as a student and you will go out as an experienced 10-day experienced executive protection officer at least. And from there onwards, the world is yours to build on that.
That makes perfect sense, sir. And I think to add to that, I think one key difference in my mind also is that it is a homegrown India-based executive protection, close protection training program, which is something that the industry has been lacking, right? Because people who go for global courses, while they are really, really relevant, but the kind of nuances that we get to see in India are really specific to this country, right? I mean, we have had security issues just based on somebody honking excessively on the road, right? Or not speaking a particular language in a particular geography. So things like that. So from that perspective, I think a homegrown program which is built in India is extremely going to be beneficial for somebody who is planning to enter the space here in India.
I think it's a combination of two factors. One is I've done all my training abroad. So I'm
Right.
bringing that knowledge to you in India as well. B, like you very rightly said, I'm also bringing in the various factors that India as a country influences the security industry with. So you're getting the best of two worlds. You're
Right.
getting to work on a format that most foreigners work on, but you're also getting to work and understand the environment that is India, which you need to adapt to.
I think there's not much more that anybody could have asked for, to be honest. Right, sir? So, sir, just diving down deeper into how this program is structured, right? And rather, who is this really structured for? So, in your mind, because this is a foundations program, so I do understand that prior experience in EP or CPE would not really be required here. But in your mind, who's the ideal participant for this course?
So this is a no nonsense course. Let's be very honest. Okay, it's going to run you through what an EP op is all about. So
Mhm.
if you think you're going to go on a 10-day op, this is what you're going to be doing. You're not only going to be training, you're going to be understanding how difficult it is or how easy it is to work with a team, how easy or difficult it is to work with the principal. What can go wrong? How can it go wrong? And what are the things you need to do to basically adapt to that situation or correct that situation? The only good thing is you're working in an environment which is safe. So even if something goes wrong, it doesn't really affect the outcome with the principal. Who this program is designed for is for those who really want to seriously take this up as a career, right? You could be a civilian, you could be a student, you could even be ex-military. The reason why I say ex-military is because you have to understand that we are working in an environment which is governed by laws that are civilian-based laws.
Right.
We don't have the ROEs or the rules of engagement or the SOPs that you have working for a government agency. So everything changes when you leave a government agency and you start working in a civil agency because every aspect of what you do has a different connotation to it.
Right.
So for those who want to now migrate from having worked in the NSG or SF or the police forces, but who want to do something in a civilian environment, this is a perfect training program for them because it helps you understand all the differences between what you used to do and what you can't do and what you can do now. It's also great, and I've also got a lot of calls from people who've been unfortunately rejected by the NDA who can't join the military, but who want to do something like this, it's a great opportunity for you to do something like this. It's also an opportunity for you to get a good foundation whereby tomorrow you not only work for multinational companies or you work for individual clients, but you also have an exposure now where you can take that experience and go abroad and do something with it. Also, given that I predominantly work for foreign nationals, this is also a great opportunity for me to start bringing in people who have graduated from this course and bringing them into my teams.
That sounds really promising, sir. And my next question is actually linked to what you just said, right? So, I mean,
Okay.
let's say somebody goes ahead and enrolls for the course. So, what are the career prospects that they can hope for or wish for after having done this course against the enrollment fee? So, tell us both about the career prospects as well as the enrollment fee and the process around that.
So, first and foremost, whatever fee it is that you pay is inclusive of GST, your stay, transportation, food, the works. So, once you pay that fee to me for the course, you're not paying anything else. Everything
Okay.
is taken care of in that fee structure. The possibilities after doing this course are multiple because A, you can start working for a unit that's already in place. You can
Mhm.
start working for a company that requires CP or EP. You can start doing something more advanced to kind of better your prospects or improve on your knowledge base or your skill set. But like I'm said before, and I'm going to specify over and over again, this is a foundation course.
Right.
All right. The whole aim of this is to help you get a very solid rooting in this industry.
Mhm.
Don't expect to do this course and suddenly expect to work for a high risk client or think you're going to work for a multinational company on a top level. This is a ground level course that will give you a starting point to get into this industry. Once you have this foundation, it all depends on how you build on that foundation,
Right.
right? So the career opportunities are there for you for the asking, but you need to understand from this course whether first and foremost this is an industry you really want to continue with. A
Right.
lot of people I have seen from experience do this course and then they realize that probably this is not what I want to do. I thought it was very different. I was under the wrong impression. I thought EP was something else. So it helps you also understand that this is something you can take forward because this is something that really interests you, or this is something you don't want to do because it's not your cup of tea.
Got it, got it. So, from what I understand is that it will one become a very strong and stable stepping stone for somebody to enter the CP or the EP space, and having
Absolutely.
that will also give them a practical insight into what EP CP looks because it is all hands-on, the training that you're proposing, right? So that is there, and then alongside this can also open up opportunities for somebody to maybe become a part of an ongoing unit or become a part of an ongoing assignment, maybe at a beginner level to say, but then again, that can open a lot many doors going forward, right?
That's one. Something else that also struck me right now when you were talking was that look, there are various facets in an EP unit,
Mhm.
right? Not necessarily that when you do an EP course that you have to be the primary person standing by the side of the principal. In an
Absolutely.
EP unit, you have a reconnaissance team, you have an advanced team, you have a surveillance, you have counter surveillance, you have control room, you have EP drivers, you have various facets that put together make a EP team, right? So after doing this course, you may also realize that you move more towards doing the advanced work, or you prefer to be the EP driver, or you prefer to be in charge of comms, things like that. So it also helps you what aspect of the EP unit you want to be a part of.
That makes perfect sense, sir. And I think it's very important to get that clarity right when you are actually starting out in an
Starting off. Absolutely.
right. Great. Great, sir. So, sir, coming back to my question that, these are the career prospects, these are the opportunities that we are looking at. And against that, what is that hard number of fees that somebody might have to pay to enroll for this course?
So the fee structure is very simple. It's 1 lakh plus GST, which I have no control on. So that brings it to a total of 1 lakh 18,000.
Right. So, I think, sir, from the Indian context and from my research, this is still much more affordable than a lot many other, so to say, global courses out there. Right. So, I think it's a great opportunity for somebody from the Indian masses who's really serious about getting into this space to actually enroll and experience what EP and CP is all about.
The whole point of doing this course, to be very honest with you, I know it will sound pretty lame, but it's not to make money at this point of time. When I got into this industry, I always said I want to be the change for EP in India. And I believe these are the small ways in which I can contribute to that. It's not about making money. It's not about making your millions in the first couple of courses. It's about giving back. It's about developing teams. And it's about developing a core base for which people can now think about getting into this as a career.
Absolutely, sir. I agree. And just my last question to you would be, sir, is that, if you were to give those top three takeaways that you think a participant will walk away with after having done this course, what would those top three tangible takeaways be?
One is, if you're not too sure of this industry, this course will definitely tell you whether this is something you want to do or don't want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Two, personally, and having done these courses myself, it is an experience like no other. You can do so many other courses in the world in so many other areas, but doing a course in EP, I'm not just saying particularly my course, but I'm saying doing a EP course changes you in ways that no other course does. Because this is not EP, and only concentration on EP. What EP also does is makes you change your entire way you live on
Right.
a day-to-day basis.
Right.
And what the third thing from this course is very simple. If this is a career that you want, and if this is something that you have dreamt of for a long time and could not afford to go abroad to do something like this, then this is your golden opportunity to do this in India by someone who has not only done his training abroad, but has also worked abroad and worked in India, who can give you a very good marriage between the two.
So this definitely has gotten me excited, right, sir? And before we leave, what is the process of enrollment? What are the next steps? Let's say somebody watching this now wants to enroll. What should they be doing next?
So, I put it up on my LinkedIn, so you can always go there and check it out. There's a PDF file as well. Or B, you can write to me. I'll send you the details. I'll send you the application form. Once the application form is filled out, given me all the relevant details, all the relevant documentation, you will be vetted. Obviously, I need a police clearance certificate from you as well. And once all the documents have been received, you've been vetted, you'll be given your confirmation letter along with a clear list of instructions as to what we expect from you, what you're supposed to bring, what you're not supposed to bring, what the course will be all about, so that you know what you're getting into before you get into it.
Great, sir. So I'll definitely put out the link to that LinkedIn post of yours as well as
Please.
to your ID in the description below. So, guys, if you're watching this and if you're interested in enrolling, you will find all the details in the description of this video. And I do encourage you to actually consider this course, having discussed various things regarding this industry in detail with Godrej sir. I can personally vouch that this is going to be a transformational experience for you.
I can second that.
Thanks a lot, sir, for again taking out the time and speaking with us.
Thanks, Manan. Looking forward to seeing you here in Bangalore.
Absolutely, sir.